Hey there, this is Rafa. I want to share with you a concept that has been very helpful for me over many years. And whether it's in relation to dating, whether it's in relation to a relationship that you're already in, I found this very, very clarifying. It was shared with me by a group of mentors that included Joe Dominguez, Vicky Robin, Monica Wood. I want to give them credit. And they shared it with me when I was in my 20s. And I wanted to share it with you in case it's useful for you on your journey. So we're going to look at some slides. And here is the relationship pyramid. A pyramid has a very wide base. It's a stable structure. And in terms of relationships, we're going to call the base, here it's labeled spiritual. You can think of it as consciousness. You can think of it as your values. I'm using the word spiritual here in the broadest possible sense. And if the word spiritual doesn't resonate for you, just think about it in terms of values and what is deeply, deeply important to you at the deepest level. Like, what are you about and what's your life about? So that would be the foundation. And then the next level up would be emotional. How are you connecting, you and this other person, connecting at the, what we're calling spiritual level, at the emotional level, at the mental level, like the intellectual level. Do we have intellectual alignment? So alignment in terms of consciousness and values, alignment in terms of limbic resonance or how our nervous systems regulate with each other. Intellectually, do we have resonance? Do we connect intellectually? And then finally, the physical level. So this also applies to your relationship with money, for example. You can look at your relationship with money in a similar way throughout this whole framework. And in a relationship context, this would be essentially sex and sexuality in most relationships. So spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. Now, it's been known to happen that people get together in a relationship based on sexual attraction. Been known to happen. And basing an intimate relationship on sexual attraction would be basically like turning the pyramid on its head. So here's the pyramid on its head. It's on its tip. That makes it inherently kind of a tippy, unstable structure. So in order to prop up this structure, we need to add 2x4s or other kinds of boards to hold up the structure. And these are things in the physical realm. So let's get a dog. Let's buy a house together. Let's have a baby. Uh-oh, the foundation's gone. Let's get a second house. I'm not saying anything bad about any of these things. I'm not saying anything bad about dogs, about getting a baby. I'm talking about the premise of having an inherently unstable structure and propping it up with other things in the physical realm. And what that does is it creates a lot of suffering for you, for the other person. And even if your relationship started out this way, there's still the possibility of flipping it right side up. So you can still get the relationship on the right foundation, or if you're starting to explore new relationships with potential other people, then this is one of the things that you can think about and look at is our foundation related to what is most deeply important to us? And then are we connected emotionally, intellectually, and then physically? Because when you connect sexually and it's aligned, it's congruent with the mental or intellectual connection, the emotional connection, and then the deeper spiritual consciousness or values connection, when all of it is aligned and is of integrity, then that sexual connection is even more powerful and more beautiful. So I wanted to leave this with you, and I wish you luck on your journey.